I have been DIYing all of my daughter's very first birthday party decor. These flowers are a labor of love. I'm gonna list all of the things that I used, so screenshot in the next slide. I started with the crepe paper. I folded over small sections. This is going to be the middle of the flower, and I don't think there's any wrong or right way to do this. I kind of eyeballed everything after looking at tutorials on YouTube and on TikTok. So like I said, this is the middle of the flower, and I've had a little bit of practice so I know how big I want it to be. I cut a bunch of little slits. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, kind of eyeball it. After that, I just scrunched this up to make it look a little bit more natural, and I rolled and hot glued everything. Just keep repeating the process until you have something that looks a little like this. And I am just cutting stuff up to make it look more natural and moving on to the petals. I actually fold over the paper. That way it's faster to cut these up rather than individually cutting and measuring each petal. And I just cut the ends like this. Depending how fluffy and big you want your flower to be, you'll cut up more petals, but I have a variety of sizes, so I'm just making a medium-sized one, so I won't need as many petals this time. And I cut up different size petals, so I have my small, my medium, and I also have my large petals. After that, you want to cut each paper to kind of make it look more like petals rather than just rectangles, and these can be choppy. I usually do like heart-shaped, I do like zigzags, I make them just random. This will give the flowers more texture and it'll make it look a lot more natural. After that, I just spread the paper. This will make the paper look like petals. And I do this with every single size. I repeat the process. Like I said, it's a labor of love and it's tedious because it's a very repetitive process, but it looks so good at the end. Once I have those all spread out, I glue the center of the flower onto the paper plate, and then I start gluing the petals onto the paper plate as well. I randomly glue all of this stuff together, and I'm holding this to kind of keep the petals in place as they dry. I put the smaller petals in the middle and then work my way out by gluing the bigger petals. I flip over the paper plate and glue on the biggest petals just to hide the paper plate. At the end, I'll go in and add more petals if needed inside of the flower. You should have something that looks like this. The next thing I'm gonna have to do is create the stems for these flowers to prop up.